Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136. All right, here we go.
From real estate
Affects the market as a whole, which then sometimes will affect the tenant.
Right. Come in.
to real life.
We all learn in different ways. If you think about it, Wayne Dyer might not attract everybody.
And everything in between.
Mission was really to help people just to reach their full potential.
The Brad Weisman Show. And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right, we are back. Thanks for joining us every Thursday. We really appreciate it. 7 p.m. There is a new show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Right, Hugo?
That's right.
That's right,
That's
yeah.
righty.
And that's because Hugo makes me come in here and do this every Thursday at 7 p.m. But no, we have a guest that I've been talking to for a while. I've known him forever. I mean, I used to do all kinds of fun things as kids with this guy. We would go to different dance clubs. We would be drinking together. We'd be partying together, all these things. And I've been talking to him for a while about, you got to come on the show. Got to come on the show. And we finally got the date together. And we have Wes Muckey here from Nolde Forest Pottery. How you doing, buddy?
Really good.
Really good. Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was going to really get into depth about the stuff we did. It's probably not a good idea.
You know, fortunately,
Incriminating?
we didn't have cell phones. That was a good thing.
Thank God. Oh my God. Remember the car that the shit used to fall down? The top of the car would fall down. You used to use pins.
Yeah. I had like 50 rock and roll pins to put it up.
Yeah, because the top of the car would come down. He'd be sitting in his car and the material was hitting your head.
Oh,
so he would use rock and roll like buttons, pins to keep it up.
Yeah. Yeah, the 71 Cutlass Supreme.
Yes. It was a classic.
Oh, I love that car.
Classic car.
The gas line fell out at your house.
The gas line fell out?
And that was the end of the car.
Oh my God. I kind of remember that.
Parked outside your house.
I do remember that. That's where it died. That's
at
it.
Your house.
Wow, unbelievable. Well, at least the car died, nobody else, because of kind of some of the stuff we did. Holy mackerel. All right. So you have this pottery company called Nolde Forest Pottery.
Yes.
You've been making pottery for 40 years, right?
Yes, 40 years. Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, the first question I had is you have a timeline that you gave me. And the thing that I was just blown away with, your first pottery experience was in 1985 with the art teacher.
Yeah, Mr. Kazala.
Mr. Kazala.
Yeah, Connor Weiser. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did you go, wow, I'm making clay, and I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do the rest of my life.
Well, I was oil painting at the time, and I finished all my projects, and I always watched him make pottery.
Yeah.
And then I said, hey, can I do that too?
Yeah.
And so he got me started. And
So he made pottery in the class. I didn't even know that.
He made like birth plates, wedding plates.
Get
for
outta
people.
here.
He made stained glass. He was
It's
quite an artist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very artistic. So so now you go and you start doing clay. You're working
Yeah,
with the clay. Were you spinning it or were you just working with clay?
Just working.
Just working with the clay.
Working with it. Yeah. Hand molding it. Yeah. 'Cause
Unbelievable.
They didn't have wheels there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And did you feel something like, this is kind of fun?
Yeah. I like that you could use the finished product.
Oh,
You know,
interesting.
you can use it.
It's actually for real.
Yeah. You can eat off it. You can put flowers in it. You could do anything with it. I mean, what other artwork can you do that with?
Not many, because if you do that with an oil painting, it could really be a mess.
you got a
Plus,
problem.
people get pissed
Yeah.
because if they have a really nice painting and you're eating like pizza off of it, not so good. Not so good.
Not working.
So right away, you have some pottery here to show.
Yeah.
Why don't we just show this right away, since people can see it on the table? If you're watching the show, just show like what you have here.
Okay. So these are like the traditional pieces.
Okay. That's
made out of redware.
okay.
Wheel thrown. The techniques of the decorating is called sgraffito and slip trailing. Two put together.
Okay. So you made this product, right? You made this thing right here. So you actually threw it on the wheel and you painted it and everything.
Everything.
And then you put it in the kiln
from the ground up. Yeah.
from the ground up.
Yeah.
And the red clay is something different because a lot of times we're used to working with, like, I think if you go to like a little pottery shop to make something, it's usually not red clay, I don't think.
Probably not.
Probably gray.
No.
Is it the gray stuff?
It's like gray. And that's partially because this is staining. Your clothes become pink.
Okay. But is it natural?
It's not like the red clay you see in the yard. People say, "Oh, that's in my yard." No,
Right.
This is mixed from. There's a lot of chemistry involved.
Okay.
So there's 6 different things in this clay, and it's mixed in Indiana for me.
There's 6 different things, like different dirt.
Like there's
That's what I'm thinking.
different chemicals. There
Different
is
chemicals.
clay. There is clay,
Yeah.
and there's other things added to it.
Get it. So you know how you want it to be.
Yeah, and how much moisture I want in it when it's delivered too.
And never.
So,
that's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
It is cool. See, now that is something I've known you forever. Never asked that question. Never knew. I'm thinking there's some clay place
Yeah.
in the ground that they're cutting up big squares, because I do remember seeing you get it delivered. Like how big it is. It's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, 100-pound boxes.
Yeah, like it's a lot. It's and I just thought that just came out of the ground.
No, some of it does, like the initial part of it. Yeah,
No way. Which is easier to work with, gray or the red?
probably for me the red.
The red, because
Because I've been at it so long.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. But you said that you use other clays besides the red.
Yes, I use so this is called red earthenware.
Okay.
So I make these vessels a lot of times out of white earthenware.
Oh, is that it? So that's what it is on the bottom.
Yeah, so I can use these intricate glazes on top and get really great bright colors that you can't always get with this.
Because you're starting with red in the background. Is that why? Got it. So it's like a clean slate.
Clean slate, perfectly
it.
white when it's fired.
Yeah. So okay, so these are very different.
Very different.
If you're looking at this on YouTube or whatever, this is great. But if you're in your car listening to the podcast, he's got a very like what you would normally call like a vase type thing, and then he's got this face jug face.
Face jug.
Face jug. There we go. We'll go with face jug. I was jug face jug, whatever. So, but those are very different. Like
They
this,
are.
this is more like your typical
Sure.
stuff. Where did that come from?
So all this stuff, I'm also a history geek.
right, I know
So
that.
I studied. So the vase, those came from European designs.
Okay.
European traditions.
Gotcha.
So these face jugs this is a really great story about these.
Yeah.
So around 1800s,
Yeah.
there were slave potters in the South that were making these.
Okay.
And for them, it was ritualistic,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of mystery to them.
Yeah.
They did them for burials. They put them on your porch when you were sick.
It kind of has that kind of look to
That's
it.
what it is, exactly.
It's supposed to scare things away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. And they say it scared the children from the moonshine inside.
Well, yeah, I'm scared every time I see one.
Yeah,
They're a little
yeah.
scary.
Oh yeah,
They're a little scary. Yeah.
Yeah. We-
I have one now.
yeah. I know you do.
Yeah, I
but
do
he's
have
kinda
one.
happy.
He's a happier one.
Yeah,
I got the happy guy.
Yeah, mine tend to be happy. I don't know.
I like that one. He's got big teeth. I like that. He's going to need some dental work
They're just
eventually. I
scary
think.
looking, but they're happy.
But they're happy. So that's where that came
That's
from.
where it came from. I mean, I have friends and customers. I call a lot of my customers friends now.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they may have up to 300 of these.
And do they drink out of them?
No, they just display them all
Display
over
them
their
everywhere.
house. Yeah.
Very cool. And we'll get into some of the people that have your pottery.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So, yeah.
So that jug, did somebody ask you to make that first, or did you just come up with
Well,
it?
I don't know if you remember, my grandmother was Southern.
Okay.
So I'm always like, okay, so look at your roots. Where
Right.
do your roots come from?
Yeah.
You know, where are they? And my grandmother was Southern, and I look into Southern art,
And that's what you
these are
saw.
everywhere.
Like in books? Like you
Yeah,
see, like,
books. And I'm
get
like,
outta here.
you know what? I'm going to get into this really. You know, I made my first one at Breininger's, and he
Okay.
did not like it. And he said, please take that out of here and never make one again here.
Oh, maybe he was like a little scared of it.
He may have been.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
he
he
thought
may
it was
have been.
kind of
He
some
may
kind
have
of
been.
worshiping
Yeah,
or
because he
something.
believed in a lot of different hexes and things.
Yeah. That's true. Well, now that you brought up Breininger, so that is the first studio you basically, or whatever you want to call it, that you worked in. So
Yeah.
you go from Mr. Cazala, who was the art teacher. From there, you started doing Breininger Pottery, which was very famous.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was. I
Yeah.
mean, at that time, and I think until this day, I still see some of his stuff.
Yeah.
And you started working there. Now, when you started doing his pottery,
Yes.
were you throwing it, or were you doing the artwork?
Just the artwork.
That's what I
Because
thought.
that's where I met Greg, who ended
That's
up being my
right.
business partner in the future.
And he was like the master.
He was the wheel guy. He was the only guy.
Yeah.
He was the master wheel guy and,
Yeah.
and actually my teacher. A lot of people are like, oh, you apprenticed under Lester. I'm like, I honestly didn't see him very often.
Yeah.
I remember he taught school.
Yeah, and I
you
remember that, and I remember that was part of the issue. Sometimes is I remember you saying, and hopefully you don't mind me sharing some of this stuff, but I remember you saying that you would be at these shows and somebody that got all the credit wasn't even there,
Right.
or didn't do anything.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of, as an artist, you're pouring your heart and soul out into
Yes.
something. You at least want the credit that I did it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not just the guy's name on it.
Yeah, and that's what ended up me starting a business. Not to jump so far ahead, but
no, that's all right.
That was like I couldn't take that anymore. Well, here we are making these pieces with he had nothing to do with.
Yeah,
it was all even our ideas now.
Yeah, right. And that's where, and I remember that.
Yeah, and I had a lot of customers, really good customers, said, if you do this on your own, I'd rather buy it from you.
Oh, wow.
And we're like,
that's interesting, right?
So the name doesn't mean as much as I thought, like the Jurash gene thing. Like,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I was happy about that.
Yeah.
I still see those people today.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. So you go from then you're at Nolde, not at Nolde Forest. You're at Breiningers. Mm-hmm. Then you decide, you know what, enough. This is enough. Yeah. And we need to do something else. Right. Mm-hmm. And you broke away.
Yeah.
Are you glad? Do you ever look back and go, man, I wish I would have stayed there?
Oh no, never.
That's what I
thought. No, I sometimes think
that was a loaded question.
I should have left earlier if I could have.
Yeah.
I just wasn't in the. I was in college and I was trying to figure out my way.
Yeah. Anybody tell you you're crazy for leaving?
No, I don't think. No,
I remember being very supportive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because we hung out a lot at those times, and I remember being very supportive.
Right.
Yeah. So now your stuff, your pottery, Nolde Forest. Mm-hmm. You have another piece here that I wanted to just talk about, which is the what's this called? Knob Creek.
Yeah. Knob Creek bottle. So I was lucky enough.
Look at this thing.
To become friends with Fred No, who's the 7th generation owner of Jim Beam.
It's amazing.
So this is the Knob Creek bottle. So he I make these for him, and he puts special things in them.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
What is he writing?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system. What's that?
What is he biting?
Is this a cigar?
It's a cigar, yeah.
Oh, it's a cigar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were worried. He's like, is that a big fatty? What is that? What is that thing? So that's so the owner of Jim Beam, who owns Knob Creek, that's your commission to make those for him.
Right. And I met him by a mutual friend of ours, George Reppert.
Oh, George is a great guy.
Yeah.
So, somebody that knows alcohol.
He sure does.
What's he called? The chemist or the
social chemist?
Social chemist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That came back. Well, didn't you play one of his parties?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So those people came from all over.
Oh yeah.
Philadelphia, everywhere.
Yeah. He
never knew who was going to be at his parties.
It's so cool though, right?
Yeah. But that's how I met Fred now.
So they actually put the alcohol and stuff in those, or they put stuff in that when they get them. It's amazing.
Cork it, and
unbelievable. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. So let's get into where this goes then, which is amazing. Is that you now have pieces at the Zurich Museum in Switzerland. Mm-hmm. You have pieces at the Harrisburg State Museum, Philadelphia Museum of Art. Let's get into how you also have been commissioned for the White House Foundation. Mm-hmm. You have given pottery to the White House for how many presidents?
6.
Okay. So tell me who you have done work for, and where do they have this stuff?
Okay. It started with when Hillary Clinton was First Lady.
Yep.
And I did ornaments for her Christmas tree.
Amazing.
In the Blue Room.
But how'd they find you? From the White House Foundation?
Greg and I kept entering this magazine called Early American Life, where you're recognized as like the top craftsman in the United States.
Right.
And they looked at that and said, hey, I wonder if we can get these people to make, American craftsmen to do the tree.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And they even invited every craftsman that was involved to the White House.
Weren't you there?
I was there.
Yeah. So you actually, so they did it like a craft tree, or they did like an
American-made tree.
Unbelievable. Because there's a ton of trees in the White House.
Oh, yeah. There's
there's
forget
tons.
How many.
Yeah.
We went through the tour and they were everywhere.
Gazillions. Mm-hmm. That is so cool.
So yeah.
So you're there. So you basically made, was it the egg? What'd you make? No, ornaments. You made.
I made ornaments.
Ornaments. Yeah.
And they had to be historic representation. So mine's like Washington crossing the Delaware.
Yeah.
On an ornament.
Very cool. That's awesome. So you made them for all the presidents. So it was Ford. You have one here: Ford, Carter, Bush Sr., Bush Jr., Clinton, and Obama.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So the foundation kept contacting me like, will you make a anniversary plate? Will you make this? Will you make that? So I became like their potter
That's really, really cool.
And the Jimmy Carter one was actually just put in his library permanently.
And that to me is a big deal because he just passed. So
Right.
now his library
It stays there.
It stays there.
Yeah, they actually called to make sure like the print was right, my name was spelled right.
Wow.
And I was, what an honor. It's never going to probably move from there.
No, it's there for whatever's in those usually stays there. Now, did you go see it?
No, one day I will.
Yeah, you should.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
And a picture of yourself, like in front of that pottery in the museum.
Oh, it's a must.
how many people can say they have something in a presidential museum?
I don't know. Not too many, I guess.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's something to be said. And that you're a part of history, big part of history. When you think about
I
that.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's that
awesome.
saying, like, it's not about living forever. It's what you leave behind.
Yeah, it's your legacy.
It's that
Absolutely.
thing. So I leave behind this pottery everywhere. I mean,
All this dirt
it's all
everywhere.
over the world. I mean,
It's
my
red
dad
dirt.
had put up a map and started putting pins in it.
Yeah.
If you see that map, if you're over sometime, you'll be like Japan and all over the place.
Yeah, you said you're in, what is it? How many countries? I think you said that you're in or whatever.
I think 6.
I think it was 6 countries.
No
Yeah.
Antarctica. So
No, no. Yeah, stuff will freeze. It just cracks. All right. So, let's keep going. So, Nolde Forest has been named one of America's best traditional American crafts by Early American magazine 6 years in a row.
yeah,
That's unbelievable.
it was. Yeah, and
Was that for a certain piece or was that for like all of your stuff?
every year you have to submit 4 pieces.
Okay.
And every 4 pieces kept getting accepted.
Wow.
It may have kept going. I don't want to sound like, but we just quit entering.
Right. You got sick of winning. You want to just give somebody else a chance.
It's like the Patriots or something.
That's hilarious. No, but that's something to be said. That's amazing. I'm sure you have copies of all the magazines for that. Yeah, that's really cool. And you talked about the face jugs. They're at the Lehigh University, the Zoller Arts Center.
They were. It was an exhibit I did there.
Okay.
And what was neat about that is those ones I told you about from the 1800s.
Yeah.
They were in the same exhibit as mine, which is like
Oh wow.
meant the world to me.
Wow. You mean the original?
The original from the 1800s, 1850s.
We still have these things.
Yeah, I have a poster, so my jugs are in.
Oh my god!
So I'm there with like what started it all.
Neat.
And those potters came from the Congo.
Wow. Now, do you have any original pieces of anything? I mean, it's probably very expensive to have it, but like, do you have any like old pieces
Yes.
that you have of your own?
Yeah, I have like Civil War era pieces.
Oh, you
in the
do?
house. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Now let's get into this is going to be cool. This is going to blow you away here.
All right.
You're going to be blown away. So you have been commissioned by a lot of people that have found your work. I mean, I'm just going to name some of them, and there's a story that I want you to tell about one of them. But you have you've done pottery for Oprah Winfrey, Def Leppard, the group, Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, Billy Idol, Bret Michaels, Guns N' Roses, Rob Zombie. I saw pictures of that. That's pretty cool. But you and most of these that I'm talking about, you have pictures with them with your pottery.
Yeah. I always make a deal like I deliver the piece.
Smart. I like that.
Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart.
I
Yep.
get a concert out of it.
I
too.
like, I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. So, so the one that really hit me though is you actually had one of these celebrities visit your pottery.
Sure.
Pottery. I was going to call it Pottery Barn because it is a barn.
Easy.
Watch it. I'll get sued.
Watch it. We have nothing to do with
We have nothing to do with Pottery Barn because their stuff's not original. So thank God they're not a sponsor. We're in good shape. But no, so this person actually visited. Tell me the story about William H. Macy.
So my business partner, Greg,
Yeah.
was a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
I
Great
got
actor.
to admit, I didn't know much about him.
Yeah, right.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
And this is about the time when Shameless, the show,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like through the roof.
Oh, my gosh.
And Greg
Huge.
would come into work and talk about Shameless all the time. I said, what is this Shameless?
Yeah, right.
I never got to see it. So we get a phone call, and the gentleman on the other line is like, are you open today? I said, yes. Do you have anybody else there today? I said, no, by the way, it's just my business partner and I were working.
Yeah.
So he goes, I'd like to bring by the actor, William H. Macy. And I thought, still didn't ring a bell. I was in the middle of working, I hate to say. But so I
That's
got off the
funny.
phone, and Greg and I played a lot of jokes on each other.
Oh,
So
no.
I said, hey, this actor, William H. Macy's coming. And he's like, that's a good one. Yeah, that's really funny, Wes. Really funny.
Oh, my God. That's good.
So he shows up. I meet him
Yeah.
downstairs in the studio, and the nicest guy in the world. And I said, you've got to do me a favor. You got to run upstairs and open the door and introduce
my
yourself to
gosh.
Greg. And he almost fell back off his wheel. He was,
Oh yeah, I mean, how many times? How many times do you have a star? I mean, I consider him. He's pretty. He's
big.
A-list. I mean,
yeah.
I see. I remember from back when he was in Fargo, which was
yeah.
one of the most a morbid movie, but funny.
But when I saw him, then
you're
knew
like,
who he
okay,
was.
now, yeah.
It's just the nicest guy in the world. And
That's
and
amazing.
he wanted to know the process.
Isn't
Like
that
I
cool?
love sharing that.
Yeah.
I love, and here he does woodworking.
Oh no way.
So he has a process.
Yeah, right. But real nice.
Super nice.
But who would have thought?
And then we went to take he goes, "You want to take some photos together?" And he's like, "Oh, we got to get the lighting right. We got to do the angle right." And
That is hilarious.
he was there for a while, and it was funny because my kids are walking by and they're like,
They had no idea who he was. Now they're probably like, "Gosh, I just right now."
and that hits them too now with growing up seeing Def Leppard when they were little.
Yeah, I remember.
And then they'll see like VH1
Vincent
classics.
was
he'll
with all of them.
Hey, those are those guys, Dad. I go, what guys? He goes, the guys we went to see at that. Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, they're pretty big. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Pretty big. A little bit. That is so amazing. And didn't he wasn't he buying pottery, or his brother was buying pottery?
His brother.
Right.
He was at his brother's and saw our pottery all over the house.
Right.
And he said, oh, I got him.
And his brother, I think, lives in Lancaster. Or something like that. Yeah, in Ephrata. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So who was the most like it floored you when you met them, because you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm meeting this person?
Well, probably David Lee Roth.
I was going to say.
He was always my favorite.
Yeah,
you
I
never
know
thought
that.
you'd meet those people.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
But you know, the one of the kindest was Ozzy Osbourne. I got to sit on the couch with him.
Get out of here.
And just the kindest man.
Yeah.
Like nothing like the stories you hear.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Not at all.
That's so weird, right?
Yeah.
And I remember when you met David Lee Roth, I remember, and I thought you really you were not as happy with him as you thought
The
you would
first
be.
time, no.
First time, that's
No.
right. First time.
No, it was kind of like a
Like standoffish a little
standoffish.
bit. Yeah.
I think he was trying to be undercover and I caught him.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of
Got it.
thing?
Yeah.
Because, you wouldn't have guessed it was him.
Oh, that's so funny. So funny.
But in the future, I met him again with his sister and it was really, really kind.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to do their own custom piece, can they do that? Come into you and say, "Hey, I want to do something
All the
custom,
time.
whatever."
Yeah. I sometimes it seems like 75% custom.
Wow.
And the rest is made for the shows I do.
Wow.
Yeah. Custom work is, yeah.
What's the hardest work that you do? Which ones are the hardest?
Actually, probably the face jugs.
The jugs, because it looks like they're like. Let me just see that a second. There's if you can see these jugs, and hopefully, it's heavy. It's heavier than what I thought it would be.
You got to remember all the features are solid.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
got it.
So this thing is just. I mean, you look at this thing, and there's a lot of detail in it. I mean, it's got like a snake going across the head. It's smoking a cigar. There's a lot of detail in this. So I can see that it takes so long. And you got to make this. You have to
You
make
gotta
the handle and put that on.
Yeah, you got to make the jug, the handle, and then all the features.
Unbelievable.
And they stay in a bag for about a week or two because you don't want the features to crack.
Oh, and then when do you
dry
paint it?
You paint it when it's dry and fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. So that's probably most difficult. And I do some giant things,
Big stuff.
too.
Yeah. And I've seen some of those. It's pretty amazing. So let me see here. There was out of the people that you've met, who was the most excited, you think, to get your pottery? Like there was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait, or I'm excited to get it.
I think one of the most exciting guys that really loves this stuff is Richie Kotzen.
I love Richie.
Yeah.
He's a local guy.
But he's local, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But and we reconnected because he bought some stuff at the Reading Museum and then emailed me.
Yeah.
And at the time, I think he had a studio and he wanted some more heads for the studio.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he has them in his house, like in special cases. And so I keep hitting this thing.
You're not the first person.
Yeah.
You know what's worse is when women come in with jewelry on, right?
Oh.
Right, Hugo? And they're hitting the table with their jewelry on. And then sometimes I'm like, I want to go nuts. I'm like, No, it's all right. You're allowed to hit things here. Just don't hit me. Don't hit the hose.
Yeah, but he's pretty excited about the whole art of it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's mentioned my stuff when he was doing his own interviews places.
Yeah.
Like Japanese Guitar Magazine, and there was pictures of my jugs in the magazine.
That's
Like,
awesome.
Oh my gosh, it means a lot.
That sounded really funny, I have to say. There's a picture of your jugs in the magazine. That's
this guy. He hasn't changed.
I'm like, I can't let that go.
Yeah, your mom and dad watch this show.
Yes, they do. And my kids.
Great.
Oh man. So where do you go? Do you have, is there anything that you haven't done yet with this business that you want to do? Is there like, is there an amount of time that you think I can do this until this time and then I'm going to be done, or retirement, or just do it your rest of your
Never.
life?
I get that question all the time.
Yeah.
I said, I don't think you retire from this. Like you don't retire from being the artist.
Yeah.
You know,
I
which is,
agree.
You know,
I agree
And
with
now
that.
I'm at this point in my life, you know, like my business partner passed,
Yeah.
and then it left me like, this is almost like, this is really being an artist, because I don't rely on anybody. I do everything from the bottom up.
Did you think when he passed, and that was on here, when he passed, was that like a major setback? I mean, obviously somebody passes away, it's a setback, and emotionally it's a setback. But for the business and for you going, oh my gosh, do I want to do this alone? Do I want to hire somebody else?
Right. I never thought about hiring anybody. And he did tell me before he passed, he goes, don't worry about a thing. You're going to be fine. And I'm going, how? You know, how am I going to be fine?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, it just seemed to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of like I stepped into where I was supposed to be. And I
that's
never looked
interesting.
back. And business didn't change a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, products did,
Yeah.
but the amount of business didn't change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're throwing your own clay. I mean, you're doing it yourself. I mean, so, and really, the only thing I can think is production wise, like, you're not able to make as fast.
I can't keep up, but that's the whole thing. When I worked at Breiningers, that's what that was.
Yeah.
I always say that
got
like
it.
that was like greasing the wheel, getting ready. What is Keith Richards call it, the whiskey fingers?
Yep.
When you play
Yep.
bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that was like I would do 50 to 100 plates a day there. Sometimes the
So it's
same
more of a
plate.
production.
And so I thought no more of that.
Yeah.
So these, like the faces, you're never gonna get two alike.
Yeah.
Maybe a vase will be the same
Yeah.
shape and everything, but the design will always be different because I freehand the designs and
That's cool.
yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So looking back, you're so glad that you did not finish college.
Yeah, it's funny to say. Not that I don't want people to finish college.
No, we're not promoting that.
No.
We're just saying. But I think it just. But you had a love for something,
Sure.
and you know, you decided that this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of times people can go to whatever school, do whatever they're going to do, and they never find passion for something.
That's the key.
And that's the
passion.
key.
Like
Yeah.
you know, you've always
passion
had a
matched with
passion
education is incredible.
Sure.
Education, no passion, it's not going to do a whole lot
so
for
great,
you.
right.
Yeah. So you had passion. I had passion for music,
Of
as you did
course.
too.
And
Yeah.
you have for real estate, I
Yep.
know, and then
Yep.
and now this,
And now this, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
But I mean,
amazing.
I did have an advisor at a Breininger college, and he said, "Look, I explained to him what I was going to do, and he kind of like didn't discourage me. He goes, just do me a favor, take these 2 business courses,
Oh, no way.
and then you can go."
Interesting.
And I was like, you know what?
It's a great mentor.
Yes.
Yeah, great mentor.
Yeah.
Because he realized that if this is what you're going to do, you're going to need these business
Right.
courses.
And I'll never forget him. You know, there's a lot of mentors through my life, and he's one of them.
Yeah, it's amazing. Really cool. So there's one more thing I want to say that I think is really cool, and this is not as big as some of the other stuff, but you received the Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame Award from Conor Weiser High School, and I think that
was
I
pretty
think that's
special.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, it came
we're
at
both
the-
from Weiser,
Yeah,
so we're
both
both
of us,
graduated
yeah.
from there. Yeah,
Yeah. It was
that's cool.
Quite an honor. I mean, it really was.
Yeah.
And somehow someone
yeah,
nominates
it's awesome.
you. And it's because I did always represent Weiser. Even
Sure.
today, Mr. Gonzalez is the reason I'm here doing
Yeah.
this.
Which is really cool. Just shows you that, you know, high school, school can set up your passion for something. So
Sure.
don't take it for granted that you're going to find it somewhere else.
Right.
It could be right there in front of you.
Sure.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you.
How do
Go ahead.
people find it? How do people, like, if I was a company, if I was somebody wanted to create something special, how do they find you? How do they?
Oh,
How can they
Just
get-
on NoldeForestPottery.com.
.com. Yeah, you can reach me there.
Okay.
Yeah, or you go to Facebook, Nolde Forest Pottery page. Everything that comes out of the kilns is put up immediately.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Very cool.
Put it up right away.
The website's nice. It's real easy to navigate. He's got pictures of, you have the gallery that's on there. You can navigate all the stuff on there. But and he's local. He's off on New Holland Road.
Yeah.
You can visit the studio
Yeah,
too,
you can.
I'm sure,
Just,
right?
Yeah, it's by appointment.
Yep.
You can call. I started giving classes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I do classes. You can come decorate your own plate. You can bring the
that's-
kids.
Wait, I think I saw somebody doing that. Was there a bunch of girls drinking wine doing that?
Yes, you're allowed to. Yeah, you're allowed to.
It's BYOB.
Yes, BYOB. We have some snacks. And I give you a tour of the studio. I get all my tools out. Some are from like 200 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So you get to see all these. I make a couple things, and then you go down and decorate your own plate and Any
That's
age,
neat.
any age can do it. You want to bring the kids sometime?
Yeah. That's
If-
really
I don't know
cool.
if they like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
I think they
Yeah.
would be into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can only imagine what my stuff will look like. Ooh,
Believe it.
not so good. Not so good. Well, thanks so much for coming in, man.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
It's great to
Yeah.
see you. I love seeing your success. I love the pottery. It's amazing. Really
Thanks.
is amazing. And just keep doing it. Keep
I
doing
will.
it.
I plan on it. Thank you.
I hope so. All right. That's awesome, man. Thank you. All right. There we go. Wes Muckey, or Wesley V. Muckey is what we have on here. Nolde Forest Pottery. Check him out. He's on Facebook, Instagram. Are you on Instagram or no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Just making sure. Instagram, Facebook. He's got a great website you can go to. If you want something custom, he can make that for you. And just check out all the stuff he has. It's pretty amazing. All right, that's about it. Thanks for seeing us every Thursday at 7 p.m. All right. Hey guys, this is Brad Weisman from The Brad Weisman Show. I don't know if you remember this, but a couple months ago, I had these 3 guys on. They have a company called Bro Glow. Well, I have to tell you, I've been using their product now for several months, and I really, really like it. It gives you a nice tan. It's not orange. It's not blotchy. It's very, very even. They tell you how to apply it, and my mom and dad are using it. My wife is using it, and a lot of my friends are using it. It's an amazing product. So if you're looking to get a little tan before the summer hits, this is the way to go. Go to thebroglow.com, put in the discount code BRADW for 10% off. All right. Thanks for watching the show.